of you know, I do a number of team calls, and I get the question all the time, how do I close the sale at the end of the demonstration? And the answer is you don't. The close of the sale is not at the end. It actually starts at the very beginning of the demonstration of the gel. And really the same concept that we're going to go through tonight, in my opinion, really affects, it goes across the board no matter what Zango product that you are demonstrating and sharing. So I'm going to give you my 6 simple steps to closing the sale so that you can increase your closing ratio and avoid that awkward feeling that so many people get when they're asked at the end when they try to close a sale. So keep in mind, you're not really closing a sale, but really walking through a process that lends itself to a natural closing of a sale. So this isn't a trick, and we're not trying to trick someone into making a purchase. But undoubtedly, there is a technique involved, and the more you practice, the more you'll be comfortable for doing this every single time. Now, we need to point out there really is no substitute for genuine passion and relaying your own experience. So you need to create your own experiences so that when you're doing these demonstrations, you can relay firsthand experience, but also third-person experience, because those help the person that you are demonstrating on. But I do encourage you to get your notes out, take notes, because if you employ these steps that I'm going to give you tonight over and over, as Frankie and I have done for 14 years plus, this will all come natural to you. It won't be complicated, and it will be comfortable, and it will increase your chance of success every time. So I'm going to give you the headings of each of the 6 steps. You can write them down. We are recording this call, so if you're taking notes feverishly and you want to play this back, it will be posted later for playback. The steps include identify and qualify. Step 2 is excite and involve. Step 3, affirm and repeat. Step 4, reinforce and assume. Step 5, recap and set expectations. And 6, the dreaded ask. Dum, dum, dum. Okay, let's go through the first step. Identify and qualify. First, I think it's really important to learn a few facts about the person you're demonstrating on, because everything in sales is problem solution. We know that. And you can't give a solution unless you identify a problem, so to speak. So the one simple question I always like to start out asking to someone, because people like to talk about themselves. So you wave that magic wand. It's that old theory. If you could change anything about the way your skin looks or feels, what would it be? And then ask them, just name me a few things that come to the top of your mind. Now, I can tell you, you will always likely hear one of the same thing. It's going to be dry skin, oily skin, pore size, wrinkles, sagging, dull skin, dark spots. They're going to name a myriad of things, but everyone has the same list of things we don't like. And the good news is, no matter what their answer is to you, your answer is going to be back, great. That's why I know you'll love this gel, because those are the same issues that the 2-Minute Miracle Gel by Eris will address for you. So you don't need to address every issue they name you right there, but you want to let them know how excited you are, because that is what this product is for. So now I also want to let you all know too, if you go after this call to zangoeris.com, Kelly and the team have been great about putting up a link on the resource page that has a questionnaire, skincare questionnaire. And if you don't want to ask these questions, you can have everyone fill this out, and you'll see it asks them their contact information, and then there's a check mark box where they can actually check what they don't like about their skin. So if you're doing like a trade show or a home party, this is a great way to do that identify and qualify first step, so that the information is right in front of them and right in front of you. All right, step 2, excite and involve. It's really important, you all, to do the demonstration with the person, not to the person. And I can tell you in the past, too many times I've seen someone give a demo on a person, go through all the steps, and not get the person connected emotionally to the process or even involved. They merely, walk through the perfunctory steps, and then they get to the end and they say, okay, that's it, I did it, you're done. And then they try to close for a sale. Well, chances are, as we know, they're not going to get the answer they wanted. So it's really important to involve the person in the process. Everything you do during the demonstration of the 2-minute miracle process should require the participation in some way, so either physically or orally. Plus, that's important because you want to be able to show how easy this is to do on their own time, their own pace, every day at home. So get them involved. Now, we also know that our senses are extremely powerful, and that's really an exciting benefit we have with the 2-minute miracle gel, because the way that it looks and the way it feels and the way it smells and the tactile sense. So we want to employ all of the senses. So when you open the jar, take a moment, maybe take a spoon and show them that translucent, whipped, fluffy texture, no grains or abrasives. Let them know it's naturally fragranced, so it doesn't smell like perfume, and then give them the benefit of that, which is because it's great for women and men. And I've even seen during the demo, some of you may have seen this too, people like to smell it. It has kind of like just a refreshing smell. So let them smell this fragrance. And then point out that beautiful pink color is naturally colored with B12 vitamin. And then let them taste it if they want to. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just seeing if you're all paying attention. But Kelly, stop breathing. But you know, my point is you really want to go through all these steps of these senses, because this is really almost like a sensory journey for them. Then once you apply the gel, ask them to touch it. Feel the texture on their skin. Let them experience that. When you rub, ask them to rub with you. All of these steps appeal to the senses, which makes an emotional connection to the product and the experience. And the studies on the brain show that a positive emotion is so powerful that it can affect a decision-making process in a positive way. It actually leads to impulsivity. So this really is going to help the process along. Let them experience this journey with you. So get them involved and employ the senses. Next step, affirm and repeat. Now, this is really important because this is really what is going to help the person sell themselves on their own words. So during the demo process, you need to continue to ask questions. And once again, I've seen a lot of times there's somebody's doing a demonstration and they're doing the talking and explaining, but they're not getting the person engaged and asking questions. So I always ask, all along the way, question after question, and let them respond. First one, how does it feel going on? Then you're going to likely hear cool, refreshing. You hear that every time. So repeat back their words. Oh, great, it's cool and refreshing. Then when you're spreading it out, ask them, how does it feel? Does it feel gentle? And they'll say, oh gosh, it's so gentle. It feels so good on my skin. Repeat it back. Oh, I'm glad it feels gentle, doesn't it? That's great. Then when you see the balls of dead skin rolling up, give them a mirror and ask, do you see what's happening now? What do you see? Then you're going to hear, oh my gosh, is that my dead skin balling up? And then you repeat, yes, you can see your dead skin rolling up all over your face. Isn't that wild? All you're doing is really repeating back their words. Then I always like to ask, have you ever seen anything like that before with your other products? And I can tell you, and if you've done the demonstrations before, everybody on the line knows, you're going to hear the answer every time. No, I've never seen anything like that before. Repeat back their answer again. So you've never seen anything like this before. You know what? I hear that from everyone that I put this product on. Then at the end of the demonstration, you remember, we're just continuing to involve them and ask questions, giving them positive affirmation along the way, and repeating everything they're saying. So now at the end of the demonstration, make this exciting. Give them back the mirror. Ask them, how does your skin look to you? They see this is after you remove the product. So at the very end, you're going to give them back the mirror. How does your skin look to you? And they're going to tell you. What does it feel like? Go ahead and touch it. Have them touch their skin and ask them to describe, what does their skin feel like to them? You're going to hear it feels like a baby's bottom. It feels smooth. It feels silky. It feels velvety. I see a glow. I can't believe how bright it is. Repeat those words back. Isn't that amazing? So your skin to you looks glowing. It looks bright. You can see the change in your skin. It feels soft. Isn't that great to feel your skin that soft? Remember, you are repeating their words, not yours. So they're virtually selling themselves on the experience and the product and the results the whole way through this process. You're not selling them. They're selling themselves because they can hear their own words in their mind. Next step, reinforce and assume. You know, I think that we all run into that, and I don't anymore because I've done it enough, and I'm sure many of you on the line have done so many of these that you are great at this now, but I know a lot of people struggle with, well, what if they don't want it when I get to the end? So psychologically, you're setting yourself up for that uncomfortable failure feeling. You need to assume the sale throughout the whole process because after all, they are telling you through the whole demonstration how it feels, how it makes their skin look, how it feels going on, why they've never seen anything like this before. So in your own mind, as you, the distributor, the demonstrator, you have to think to yourself, why wouldn't someone want to see and feel this way every day? Because that is, as me, Shelly, the owner, I think that. I know when I put this on someone, I can imagine, I know how they're going to feel when they use it. I know how it's going to look afterwards. So in my mind, why would someone not want to experience something they love every day? So have your words and your statements throughout your process of this demonstration match the outcome you want. So have your words and your statements throughout the process match the outcome you want, which is a sale. So statements like, and I do this throughout my process, as they're getting excited, I say, oh, I can't wait till you get to use this at home every day. You're going to be blown away. Or, oh gosh, I can't wait till you see what this does when you put this on your elbows. Or I can't wait for you to see what this is like. Because remember, this is an anti-aging product. So in 30 days from now, you will not believe it. I mean, you think you love this now, just wait. Remember, you're assuming the fact that they will take this home. And anyone who's been through sales training, you know, I used to be a sales trainer for Xerox way back in my other days. And I think all of us have learned the key to a FAB statement, which is a feature, advantage, benefit statement. And because of my years on television, I practiced these all the time. I had so many I could pull out at any time, depending on how the conversation went and depending on the questions I got asked during the demonstrations, whether we were at trade shows, home parties, fairs, one-on-one. And you should have these feature, advantage, benefit statements in the back of your mind so you can pull them out. And let me give you an example of one. Feature, advantage, benefit. As you're doing the demonstration, during this reinforce and assumption, when you're assuming they're going to take this, one for me would be, oh God, and I'm saying this, I love that you're able to see your own skin transform in just 2 minutes. That's the feature, which really is something I'm sure you can imagine that you cannot find in other skincare products. That's what makes us so unique. That's the advantage. And what this is going to do for you, and which I'm excited for you, is it's going to save you time by streamlining your skincare. It's going to save you money by multitasking, but also give you long-term anti-aging benefits. That's the benefit. So these types of statements should be something that you can reinforce during this part throughout the whole process. Okay, next, recap and set expectations. And I think this is really this is at the end of the demonstration. You're going to recap. You're going to orally walk through and relive this whole wonderful experience of this transformation with them one more time. You're going to remind them, okay, at the beginning you told me that you would like to change these things about your skin. And then you're going to walk through what they told you. You told me it was the glow, or you told me it was the pore size, or you told me it was dry, or you told me it was dull. Whatever it is, you're going to recap what they told you. Then you're going to recap what they experienced. You're going to walk through and say, can you believe the changes you saw? I love that in 2 minutes, you saw a change in the way your skin looked and the way your skin felt. And then once again, make these statements. I'm so excited for you to get this home and be able to experience this on your face in your everyday. Can you believe the changes you saw? Set the expectations and recap what they just walked through. And then I also like to add one more sentence at the end of this, because I'm going in now to my last step, which is going to be the ask. At the end, I also like to ask this one sentence. Can you see how this Eris 2-Minute Miracle Gel could help rejuvenate other parts of your skin? Now, I can't imagine that anyone's going to say no. I can't. It wouldn't help me anywhere. So you're setting their expectation that when they get this home, this is going to change not just their, and it might be your statement, we just did this on your face or your hand, but wait till you see what this is going to do to rejuvenate the other parts of your skin, other parts of your body like your elbow, your neck, your décolleté, your feet. Give them some other ways they're going to use this, because you're setting the expectation of what you're recapping what they saw, and you're setting the expectation of what's going to happen when they get this home. Okay, now it's the last part of the process, and it's the ask. And now it's time to ask for the sale. And I know this portion is really always a little uncomfortable for people, but the steps that we just walked through, if you practice these during your demonstration, and as I said, these are tried and true. These are not techniques that I hope will work for you. These are techniques that do work. This is how we have been able to sell in every venue, whether it was a home party, one-on-one, trade shows, fairs, group settings. This is the way, even when I did it on television, I would use models. And I would even walk through this process with the model on television so that the viewer at home could experience this tour with me. And so when you do these steps, when you get to this portion where you're going to ask for the sale, it's not going to seem uncomfortable. Because remember, you just walked someone through a demonstration and an experience. And that person in front of you just loved what they saw and what they witnessed and what they felt. So now you have to ask one closing question. And there's many options. And everyone needs to find one that's comfortable for them, so that when you get to this point, you're not humming or hawing or stumbling around on your words. You need to be vigilant, and you need to be firm in asking for that sale. So I can tell you the one that I personally think is the easiest closing question. And it's to pretty much use your history and experience of other people to help ask for the sale of the person in front of you. So I almost like to make it third person. So what I think an easy close is to say, I can tell you from my experience, and I've been doing these demonstrations over and over, that once someone gets the 2-Minute Miracle Gel home, there's always a sister, a brother, a husband, even your neighbor who's going to want to experience this and use it too. So do you think one jar is enough? Or do you think you want a second jar as well so that you have one to gift or share? Then don't say another word until they speak. Because that one question is setting them up for the fact that you assume and they are going to buy one jar. But you're giving them the opportunity to buy a second jar so that they have one to gift or share. And by asking that question in that manner, so do you think one jar is enough, or do you want two? It cannot be a yes or no question. They can't say, if they say yes, oh good, okay, yes, one jar is enough, or no, one jar is not enough. So either way, they're going to have to explain their answer. Now, we know you're not going to end a single sale every time in a demonstration every single time with a sale. But if you walk through these two techniques and you get to the end, and when you do the question of the ask that way, if you have an objection that someone has put out, then you exactly have a way to be able to deal with what their real concern is. Maybe you didn't go through the steps. Maybe you didn't explain enough how to use it. Maybe you didn't set up the value proposition well enough. By, in other words, not having them focus on the cost of the jar, but actually the value of the jar, replacing 7 products in one, streamlining skincare, helping them get better results than they would get with fewer products, and long-term daily at home, being able to give them ingredients that are found in the most expensive, prestigious serums. We can make the same anti-aging claims that the top skincare serums can make, because we're using the same clinical actives at the clinical tested levels for all of these actives. So by walking through these techniques and becoming very familiar with them, then I can promise you that you're going to increase your chances of success and your close rate will go up exponentially. So I appreciate the chance to walk through these tonight. I hope these tips have been helpful for you. Once again, a lot of this is finding your own comfort level, but repetition, practice, repetition, practice, practice, practice. I've practiced for years talking to myself. I think people probably think I'm insane. I talk while I walk through the stores. I talk on my treadmill. I talk in mirrors wherever I am. And even to this day, after doing this for 14 years, I still talk and I still practice because I want it to come natural and I want it to be comfortable. And I know what I'm bringing somebody has such great value to them that I want to be able to share it in a very effective way. So that is my 6 steps, and this will be recorded. And I hope maybe as we move forward, I might be able to get into some other, next time maybe on the other question I get, which is a lot, is how to open up a conversation or how to approach a stranger with the 2-minute miracle gel, and how to use a 2-minute miracle gel as your tool to really expose someone to the Zango culture and all the other Zango products, because that's what it's about. This is a hook product that opens the door and leads to more. So Kelly, thank you for letting me share this information tonight.